so much for joining us. This is Business Day and my name is Judin Gulube. Now on the program we have lots of items as you have already heard, but we're going to start off with something that someone might argue, even economic scholars might argue, that has been taken for granted. Let's bring it back home. Customer service. What role does this play on a business, on an entrepreneur, on the image of a company or service? So if you're offering a product or service out there, I think you need to get your ears glued to what we're about to start talking about right now. I'm glad I have Ivan Mweene in studio. He's going to help us talk about this and just get it from the point of view of, well, the professional part and the experience part. Thank you so much for coming to Business Day. How are you?
I'm fine, Julie. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay.
Great.
So when you hear customer service and Zambia in the same sentence, what comes to your mind?
Very big challenge. We have a very big challenge in terms of customer service, and I think it's one of the things that is going to bring down or bring up the country, because the world has changed exponentially and everyone is fighting for those few $1,000s that come into any country from businesses across the borders. And we have to understand that unless we lock in on a very good customer service, we will lose all those dollars and pounds that we should be getting in as national income. Okay.
You know, this is funny. I posed this question on our social media page, TV to Zambia, and I was trying to get feedback on people's perspective of customer service in Zambia.
Right.
And I got two strong opposing points, but I want to get your view before I talk about those.
Well, let me just start from the beginning as to what customer service is. Customer service is, in a sense, is the cornerstone of any business. Any big brands that you've ever heard of that have grown exponentially through the years have had one cardinal issue: great customer service, because they've realized that if you have great customer service, that translates into people coming back for your products and services, and they also do what a spill-on or knock-on effect to other partners and friends that say, look, this place has great customer service, you get a great product and a great service, so you need to engage with them and you will get a great result.
So when you're talking about customer service, it also brings in the battle of product quality as well as the quality of customer service, meshing those and churning out a perfect service or product, isn't it?
Exactly, yes.
So where are we as a country?
Well, right now,
on a general basis.
On a general basis, we're great with a smiley face. That's where we seem to stop. But we seem to be stuck because there's two sides, what you call the back office and the front office. Now, these two offices have to work in synergy and symmetry. They have to make sure that when the front desk gives the promise of a great service, the back office delivers on that element, so that when a customer, for example, says, look, I bank with your organization, I've lost my money, I didn't get my money transferred back into my account, the smiley face can say, no problem, we'll look into it. But it goes back to the back office, who then looks at it and says, okay, there's the account number, there's the money, there's a transaction, now let's get the money back into his account like that. And then within 24 hours, the money is back in the account, the person is very happy. So there's always that disconnect. So the essence in a sense for most organizations, and what they have to understand, is you have to work in symmetry. You can't work in isolation.
Organizations, we've seen companies or people providing services and products, they start well, but then they dwindle. Where then is the gap there?
The gap is greed. The simple fact is that sometimes organizations get so comfortable with the money that they've made and the reputation that they've built up, they get complacent and they become greedy and say, you know what, we've made it now, we're okay. No. You're only as good as your last customer service experience. Okay, your last customer experience is the one that will keep building your brand. And the emphasis again is all the brands that have lasted through the years have been consistent. Consistency is your cornerstone. Without it, you will collapse. Because when we do this trajectory of we've made the money, we're doing well, we get very, very complacent, and that is where our downfall begins. Never become complacent. Always look for new innovations. Always look for opportunities to push the boundaries of customer service to the next element. Because that's why they say, so that's why they say even with five-star hotels, they don't just give you a good service, they anticipate what good service they should give you.
Okay, let's wrap this up like this, Ivan. Give us 3 tips. I know there's plenty. Try to summarize in 3 tips for a person out there who's having issues with customer service, be it on the other side of the consumer or an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Especially those starting up.
Okay. First, if you're starting up, make sure you get the right people on board. Find out more than anything else, over and above the qualifications, their passion and their drive. Second, make sure that you can get a team that can work together. As long as you get a team that's working together, backing each other up, you're good to go. Third, always ensure that your customer training is consistent with what you want to deliver. If you want to deliver great service, continuously ensure and also do an internal audit. How are you performing from last month to the next month? What are your goals? How can you achieve those goals? And ensuring that customer service is growing and your reputation is growing.
Right. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
All right. I have been talking to Ivan Mweene. We've been pondering on the issue of customer service here in Zambia.